Now, I don't know if you had any abnormal fears whenever you were a child, but mine was being buried alive. Literally, I would have nightmares about it. It would keep me up at night. I was so terrified, like being convinced I was gonna, when I eventually died or whatever, I was gonna be buried alive. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane way to start this video, but honestly, it is very relevant to the story I'm gonna be telling you. I would scroll like for hours online and like look up these horror stories of people being buried alive, to just absolutely scare the shit out of myself. And then eventually I came across this story, which he did not get buried alive, but he was absolutely scared that he was going to be. He was so scared of being buried alive, in fact, that he had a working telephone put in his mausoleum. So in case he woke up, he would be able to call for help. And this was back in like 1910. Absolutely wild. Now, that was cool, but that wasn't like the scary part. The scary part was, so after he died, they waited for the phone call to come. Everyone's expecting, like, his spirit's gonna call us any day. And, no one was ever called. But 3 years later, his wife suddenly died. And whenever they found her, she was dead on the floor, with holding the phone. And they said, like, they had to pry it from her hand, to get it away from her. And then whenever they were preparing her spot in the mausoleum, I'm so sorry. I notice I keep swaying. I think it's a nervous thing. Whatever. Anyway, whenever they were preparing her place in the mausoleum, the phone was like hanging off the hook. So the whole story is basically that she was petrified, like it scared her to death. Her husband called her from the grave. Coolest thing about that story, though, is that it's true. Not how she died or anything, but that he really had a phone put in his mausoleum, a phone and working lights. Actually, I found the newspaper articles talking about it and talking about how he had this prepared long before he died, because he wanted to make sure it was perfect. They said he would even go like hang out around this thing because he was trying to get comfortable and like where he was going to be in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was so interesting that part was true. But so the spooky part about his wife dying, I don't know where anyone got that. And it was such a nice, like, scary little factor to the story. But I did a lot of digging and I found the newspaper article, and she actually died 3 years later by getting hit by a car. Devastating. So I don't know how anyone got that she died on the floor in their house from a phone call from beyond the grave. But yeah, but I mean, the phone part's true.